And welcome back to my cozy corner of the internet. I'm Mayastar, and today we have another unscripted video. In this unscripted video, I'm going to be talking about the latest Mayastar updates, including the special offer for Archangel Uriel's Prosperity in Progress attunement. I'll be talking about my latest channeled meditation, Lemurian Magic Light Codes, and answering some of your questions about manifesting and how you might use the current energetic tides to enhance your manifesting practice. As usual, I come armed with notes but without a script, so we'll be meandering around the topic and pursuing the scenic route to enlightenment. If this sounds interesting to you, stick around and while away the next half an hour or so with me as we explore these things together. And as always, if you have any other questions, please leave them in the comments to inspire me for future episodes. So at the time of recording this video, I've just completed the reading that will be going out on Monday for the energy update. And the dominant energetic influence for this week is represented by the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is a sort of childhood card. It has a very nostalgic feel to it. It reminds you of simpler times when you didn't have so many worries, times when you were more connected with other people, perhaps more open and optimistic. So it's a very positive energy as the dominant energetic influence. And this really, because I was already going to be talking about manifesting, all I could think about when I drew that card was that's exactly the mindset you need when you're completing your manifesting practice. You need to get back to that childlike state of openness where you are prepared to make a wish and you have some level of optimism about things, and you have hope that things are going to improve. You have hope that your wishes might come true, and you're open to the experience, curious about the experience and how things will pan out. So I thought that was quite an interesting energy to bring to the mix, and something that you might want to harness if you want to take your manifesting practice to a higher level, tuning in to the inner child perhaps and exploring your highest intentions, the things that you really want to achieve. I think perhaps as we get older, our wishes become a bit more, I wish I had enough money to pay my bills. I wish I had a big house, and I wish I had a car that didn't keep breaking down. Our wishes can be a bit diluted as we get older and perhaps a bit focused on the way things look, the things we have, stuff. We're more bothered by stuff and less bothered about being happy. And that's what really I think the inner child is all about, remembering how to be happy and allowing yourself to be happy. Be happy with what you've got, and you can attract more to yourself that will make you happy. Whereas, take my example there as an illustration, right? If you've got a car and your car doesn't work consistently, so it really winds you up, and you have a lot of stress around the car, if you start trying to manifest a new car, perhaps that's not going to go very well as long as you're very resistant to the ownership of a car in the present. It's going to be difficult to move beyond your limiting beliefs while you're still unhappy in your present situation and continuously feeding your relationship with a car with a negative energy. So perhaps if you are in that sort of category, if you find that your manifesting doesn't pay off because you're also focusing on the negatives in the present, perhaps changing your mindset and trying to bring in some of those more innocent, hopeful, optimistic energies of the inner child might be able to move you beyond that. So that would be my recommendation this week. if you want to make the most of these energies, that would be a good way to do it. And I think the inner child also encourages us to explore with our imagination and to develop those skills like visualization that can really help your manifesting practice as well. So perhaps make that part of your manifesting routine. A little bit of daydreaming. Most of all, just trying to get into that mindset where what you're actually looking for, what you're seeking to bring into your life is something that will make you happy, not just stuff. You're after the feeling, you're not after the stuff. Remind yourself of that. So the energy update will go out on Monday, and also don't forget to check the shorts feed because I post the energy update on there every day as well. So that's where you can read the written version, or you can listen to it in the energy update video that will go live on Monday. Also for this energy update, I chose the Anima Mundi Tarot, which is one of my favourite animal-based decks. But it's better than just an animal-based deck because it has a lot of nature scenes, it has a lot of trees and plants and things in it as well. And it really has a shamanic feel to it for me. It's a deck that I reach for very often in this season, along with some other animal-based decks, the Wild Unknown, the Spirit Song Tarot, although that one's a bit more light-hearted. So the Wild Unknown and the Brady Tarot and the Anima Mundi are the ones that I tend to work with most in the winter. And I also tend to work most with animal energies. Like I said to you about it's unusual that this time of year I feel more connected to dragon energy this year, when usually I feel more connected with bear energy. But it is always this time of year that I feel drawn to working with different animal medicines. So that's why I drew from that deck this week. And I think the season really lends itself to sort of self-healing, going within, finding your grounding. Because there's so much going on, it becomes more important at this time of year. So I think the animal decks lend themselves to a more grounded energy. And at this time of year, we really get to see the changes in the way the energy is expressed in nature. Like the trees lose their leaves, and we're aware that the energy of the tree is going within. And perhaps that can inspire us to do the same, to go within and feel our connection to the earth a little bit more strongly, and rest, have a period of rest and recuperation. If your social schedule allows you to have any time to yourself at this time of year, sometimes it's just a bit more hectic, and I suppose that's even more important then, that you allocate some time for your spiritual practice. But I think as well, when you are in that energy of trying to bring your energy back to yourself, trying to bring your focus back to yourself and address your issues, address your life, ready for the new year, it does mean you need to spend a little bit of time in quiet reflection, or perhaps out walking in nature. That can be very inspirational and grounding as well. But also, it's the perfect time to focus on your manifesting goals, to define them, ready to get you started in the new year when you're feeling super motivated and all the stressful parts of the season are behind you and you can really get going. So now's a great time to start preparing and connecting with those energy techniques that will work for you as you move into the next chapter. So that brings us to the first question. The first question, this was submitted by email quite a long time ago. Everything I read about manifesting seems to be about people trying to make money. Can manifesting be used for healing? And the answer is yes. Manifesting could be used for any purpose. What you're doing is trying to bring your life into alignment with what you truly want. If somebody wants money and that's what they're focused on, the chances are it's not what they truly want. What they truly want is more likely the freedom or the sense of accomplishment. You know, there's going to be other things that they actually want. It isn't just money that they want. And as long as you're focused on how you want things to feel rather than how you want things to look, then you're going to be moving in the right direction. When people are too much focused on how things are going to appear, then perhaps they are missing something. I mean, you could have everything you think you want and be very unhappy. You'd have succeeded at manifesting, but you might have failed at life in the meantime. So I would say bring your attention to how you feel and how you want to feel, and you will be moving towards a healing journey anyway. You'll be progressing your path. You'll be moving towards a state of being more balanced, more grounded, happier, and I think more satisfied with your life. What I'd say as an example for what I mean there, what I'm trying to say there, is that some people may think that they want money when what they actually want is to be successful at something. They want to have a career. They want to have some sort of recognition. It's not that they actually want the money as the end game. So if you want to manifest healing, then bring your attention to the things that make you happy in the present and imagine how that you would feel if you built upon those things. It's much easier to imagine the future that you want if you can identify the feelings. And I'm so miserable in the present and I want to be happy in the future. You're not giving yourself much of a chance, because how can you align with those possibilities when you only notice the negative things in the present? But if you're focusing in the present on the things that make you happy, even if they are very small things, then you're bringing your attention to that feeling, to that mindset, to the inner smile, and you're bringing yourself into alignment with the future that you want. But you have to do that in the present. You can't be constantly criticizing your life the way it is now and expect things to change for the better when you're bringing in that negative energy. That won't work. And so healing is going to happen as a side effect. As long as you are manifesting in that kind of way, you're going to be drawing in the same sort of currents that will restore your health, reduce your stress, stop you staying up at night worrying about things and wondering what you should do next. You're just bringing yourself into a better alignment and changing your focus. So again, going back to the Six of Cups card, you're encouraging your mind to think in terms of a generous universe rather than coming at it from a place of lack and disharmony. You're bringing your attention to the things that you actually want rather than the things that you don't. It is a simple process, but it really requires some hard work because our minds do tend to focus on the negatives, even if it's just for the sake of identifying that there's a problem and then moving towards a solution. But we can too often get fixated on the problem, and if you talk endlessly about your problems without coming up with any solutions, you're not going to solve the problems. You're going to make them much bigger, and perhaps you might make them almost permanent. So notice when you start doing that kind of thing. Notice what you are wishing into existence all of the time. Are you bringing in negative energy for yourself? Are you bringing in limitations? And I think as well, if you were focusing on manifesting and thinking it was all about money, you might be setting yourself up to not enjoy the process, to not enjoy the practice, and not to gain anything from it because you don't think it's a good thing. You think that it's something people do only to make money or only to find a soulmate or something like that. And if you have that attitude about it, then are you really going to develop it as part of your spiritual practice? Are you really going to do it because you're already making judgment about it? You're already deciding that anything that comes from it is to be questioned. Definitely in that instance, I would say try connecting with that Six of Cups energy a little bit more. And I mean, that in itself could be quite a healing process. Just trying to bring through the hope and optimism that will allow you to be open to change. That could be a really big step. If you've never done that before, that could be a really big step. And by the way, if you noticed that there was a little bit of white stuff hanging in front of the camera and then it went, that's because I noticed and I moved it. So yeah, I'm sorry about that. It sometimes happens where I set the camera up, sometimes things are hanging in front of it because, well, you see how I live in my little Santa's grotto, it's like, isn't it? Right, the next question is another emailed question. I have been trying some manifesting, but I'm not very good at visualizing. Do you have any courses that might help? I would say to develop a skill in visualization, I mean, daydreaming, as I said, it's a good way of doing that, but systems where you're working with symbols, especially simple symbols, like there are symbols included in the Amadeus Shamanic Healing course. They're very simple symbols, very easy to visualize, and so that can help you to build up a skill in visualization. Also, Usui Shiki Ryoho Reiki, that's traditional Usui Reiki. The Lemurian Indigo Connections has a series of 7 symbols that you can work with. Again, these are simple symbols, easy to visualize. And all of the Wheel of Light Starseed activation courses have symbols included. So those might also be good options for you. But it's not only energy healing techniques that include symbols that can help. The Ocean of Intuition Third Eye Activation course might be a good option for you to activate the third eye center and increase your perception. Also, the Starseed Psychic Activations course, that can be a good way of connecting with your higher consciousness and bringing through messages. And also interpreting symbols, that can really help. And it also helps you to learn to switch your psychic senses on and off, which is quite a skill and it's very important. So that may have other benefits. But for developing your third eye, I would say the Ocean of Intuition Third Eye Activation would be the best option for that. Oh, and another course that's good for visualizing symbols is the Elemental Pentagram. Now, the pentagram is quite a simple symbol once you're used to drawing it. The elemental pentagrams mean drawing it in slightly different ways. So that can be a good exercise in visualization, becoming very familiar with one symbol, but learning to draw it in different ways, depending on the energy you want to bring in. And while working on developing your third eye and being open to psychic impressions, increasing your intuition, learning to visualize, I would recommend using the Ocean of Intuition meditation, or possibly the Reiki Love meditation. That also has a very intuitive energy. By amplifying your intuition, that would be a good option. And the last question for the manifesting questions, I have tried lots of different systems for manifesting, but nothing has worked. I feel like I must be doing something wrong, but I don't know what else to try. Yeah, there are lots of techniques that you can try. A lot of people will use a gratitude journal or a vision board where you place images of things that will remind you of what you're trying to achieve. But even then, you need to make sure that you're investing your intentions with emotion. If you're not doing that, you're not creating the full picture. You're not looking for a superficial future. You want something that's actually going to mean something to you and actually serve you and make you happy and give you a means to express your authentic spiritual self in other ways through your life. So what I would say to this person is try not to be so negative and say nothing works, because you don't know. If you're saying that nothing has worked so far, that doesn't mean that nothing works though. So try to move away from limiting beliefs that are going to block you from progress in the future. And there are plenty of things that you can try. I mean, if energy work vibes with you, there are lots of options like Archangel Uriel's Prosperity and Progress attunement. There's the Full Abundance attunement, the Manifestation Guidance program. That's a more comprehensive program for manifesting work. There's Attraction Reiki. That's a system that I really enjoy working with, and I love teaching people because it's a simple technique and very powerful. And even Kundalini Reiki can be used for your manifesting work. And so there are lots of options depending on what energy you feel drawn to and what sort of spiritual practice is going to fit into your life. Now, with Kundalini Reiki, you only need a few minutes a day to work with that energy, and you can use that for your manifesting work in a variety of ways, which I describe in the course. And with other attunements, you may want to just perform a 10-minute meditation session each morning in front of your vision board so that you've got things to remind you of what you're working towards. And then while you're in the presence of something that symbolically represents those things, you bring in energies that align you with prosperity, abundance, happiness and fulfillment, such as Archangel Uriel's Prosperity and Progress. But there are any number of energy healing courses that might vibe with you and work well in that context. For example, the Goddess Athena Fearlessness, that could really amp up your energy and make you feel super confident, that sort of thing. So see what you feel drawn to, but most of all, keep an open mind and be open to the possibilities. Be open to the idea that things might go better than you planned. Great things, not just good things, might be on the horizon, and these things might already be on their way to you and stuck in traffic. So perhaps all you need to do is wait, but with a good mindset, or just wait for the traffic to clear so that things can get moving, and do your bit for clearing that traffic by aligning your energy with your destination rather than aligning your energy with any problems that you have in the present. Now, I'm not saying that you need to avoid your problems. You do need to address your problems, and to do that, obviously you need to face them and feel the problems and think your way around them and explore where they came from a little bit, and to make sure you don't keep repeating the same things over and over again in your life and holding yourself back. But I'm saying don't dwell on those negatives. When you're addressing problems, it's often a good idea to do it with a focus on there being a solution. And the solution doesn't always have to have an action attached to it. Sometimes the solution is just letting go of the problem, and then the problem's gone. Like, the problem is literally all in your head. It's only the way that you think about the circumstances, and as soon as you stop thinking about it, the problem's gone away. So don't avoid your problems, but don't dwell on them either. Don't reinforce them unnecessarily. Don't spend too much time in your day reinforcing them with your negative beliefs and judgments and investing your energy into those areas when you can better spend that energy in other places. Channel it into something constructive and creative. I think at this time of year there's a lot of activity, a lot of high energies around, and I think if you don't channel them in a conscious way, they can actually make you feel less grounded, more stressed, more worried. That makes it more important for you to bring your focus back to the present and deal with any issues that you face in the present. Don't try and run away from them by imagining some glorious future, but don't invest your problems with endless energy. So, did I cover that properly? Let me see. Yeah, I mean, perhaps you could just try not thinking that there's a a problem, that nothing has worked. Perhaps it's already working. Perhaps you just weren't patient enough. I don't know, because they haven't gone into enough detail for me to say. But I mean, a lot of what you're doing when you're working on your manifesting practice is changing your own mindset. It's not just that you're energetically aligning with the things that you want to show up in your life. It's not just that. It's also that you're changing the way that you think about your life, the way you consider the possibilities, and the way that you progress your own path, the role that you take. Are you in the driving seat of your life or not? Because if you're not, that might be your best place to start, deciding that you're going to be the one making the decisions, you're going to determine the outcome. That might be a revelation if you haven't thought of that before. And actually, in my notes I did put, I recommend stop trying and allow yourself to go with the flow more. And yeah, harkens back again to that Six of Cups energy. Get into that mindset of being open to the possibilities. It makes all the difference in the world. Go with the flow. Easy. And another point I'd make is when you're really focused on the results and your manifesting work is about what you can see. Supposing you were doing a manifesting practice and you were trying to manifest yourself a new car, and 6 months later a new car hadn't manifested. You might say, oh well, it doesn't work then. But did anything else manifest? Were you trying to manifest anything else? Were you trying to manifest feeling good about yourself, some self-esteem, some confidence, some happiness, or just any sort of progress in your life? And perhaps these things were showing up, but you weren't noticing them because you were very fixated on one particular result. And another problem with that, always focusing on the results, is that you don't always know what's going to make you happy. The universe knows better than you. You have to leave a little bit of space so that the universe can work its miracles. If you think that you know everything and that's the mindset you're operating from, you may be blocking yourself from some of the blessings that the universe already has in store for you. And the other thing I would say is you can always use some of my meditation tracks to help you align with those positive energies. There are lots of options like the Goddess of Abundance, the Solstice Love light codes. Those are very positive and prosperous. The Solar Goddess Radiance, those are very positive and prosperous. There's Lemurian Abundance. And even this week's new meditation, which is called Lemurian Magic, which is to express the power and potential that's accessible in every moment. However you focus, you're bringing that energy in. If you're focusing on something positive and creative, you're bringing that energy in and expressing it in a way that's going to make your life look better and feel better and bring you happiness and healing. So think about it like that. Think about the energy around you. There's magic all the way around you. You've got access to it all the time. And every time you have a thought, that magic energy is coming in and it's reinforcing wherever your intentions, wherever your thoughts, your ideas are taking you. So all you have to do is pay attention to how you're channeling that energy, and the universe is doing the rest. The magic is all around you. That is the universe, and you're a part of it. It's not an alien outside experience. You are full of the magic as well. It informs everything and it surrounds you and everybody you know and love too. That's the way it is. We're all connected through that energetic matrix and we all get to choose how we express it. So yeah, Lemurian Magic. That's going to be my newest one, and that will be out by the time you see this video. It will already be out on all the music apps with its alternate mixes, so you can choose the mix that you like the best. And also, if you were looking for an energy healing system to connect you with manifesting energies and you felt drawn to Archangel Uriel's Prosperity and Progress, there is a meditation that you can use to work with that. Either the Angelic Energy Healing Light Codes or the Archangelic Flames. Now, because the Archangelic Flames attunements are related to manifesting, that's obviously a good system to work with as well to enhance your manifesting practice. if you feel strongly drawn to the angels. But even if you're not working specifically with that system, if you're working with Archangel Uriel's prosperity and progress, the Archangelic Flames light codes would be a good meditation to work with for that one, to enhance the energy. When you're attuned to these energies and you're listening to the meditation is able to activate those light codes within your energy field, and so that can help you to further align with those currents and make them more prominent within your energy field. And the other thing it does is, by listening to the same sound when you're doing that particular work, it aligns your mind. It helps you to connect with that mindset every time you put that meditation on. So over time, your mindset is sort of triggered by listening to that meditation. So if you want to enhance your manifesting practice, using the same 2 or 3 meditations for that work is going to help you more than if you just listen to any old thing when you're doing it. It gives you some other way of connecting with that energy, so that after a while, and you would need to do this consistently for a while for it to be effective, but then after a while you wouldn't need to go through the whole process. You would be able to put the meditation on and be back in that mindset. And you might also choose to use a particular scent, perfume or oil to help you align in that way as well, so that for your manifesting work you might choose to wear one particular perfume, perhaps something that reminds you of positive energy, something that reminds you of that 6 of Cups vibe, something that reminds you of your childhood perhaps, to help you bring in those currents as well. But think about it and think about what works for you. Think about what means something to you, because I can only make suggestions. You're going to need to explore it for yourself, and find out what really resonates with you, and be creative about it, because the rituals that we develop for ourselves have to serve us. They have to have things included in them that resonate with us. And it's those things that make the ritual sacred. Otherwise, you're literally painting by numbers and it doesn't mean anything at all. Another person's rituals are not going to work for you. They simply wouldn't. They wouldn't mean the same things to you. They wouldn't vibe with you. It just wouldn't work. So you do need to explore these things yourself. And I can give you some inspiration on your path. That's what I aim to do through all of my work, through all of my teachings, through this channel, and through my energy updates, all of it. I'm trying to inspire you to progress your path in whatever way you want to. Develop the skills that will help you on your healing journey to become more yourself and happier, more content within your life. And that might look different ways for different people. And so that's why I teach so many different energy healing modalities, because it's not a one-size-fits-all kind of technique. Everybody's energy work journey is going to be completely different, because the energies they transfer and the techniques that resonate with them will be unique. The experiences they bring to the mix, their past, the challenges they've overcome, they're all going to be unique. Everybody comes to energy work from a unique journey. They're at a unique point and they're moving towards a unique destiny. So there isn't a one size fits all. I'm here to support and encourage people on that path, but I'm not here to tell you what to do or tell you what to think. That would be way beyond the scope of my courses. I'm here to inspire you and provide you with some of those techniques and skills that you can harness to get yourself where you want to be, and I'll help you as much as I can. And I hope these videos help. And if you'd like to work with me, you can find all of the energy healing courses I teach on the Mayastar website at mayastar.net. And if you go to the Temple Services page, you'll also find the options there, including the spiritual mentoring sessions you can purchase. So if you do want some one-to-one guidance, then there is that option there for you. And I look forward to working with you. And one other thing that I should mention that I haven't mentioned in response to any of those questions yet, but there is the Luring Moon Abundance Alignment 30-day Ritual Intensive. That's a lunar spell that I run every month from the full moon, and which reinforces all the positive karmic bonds within your life. So this strengthens your connection to positive energetic sources and draws more positive energetic sources into your life. So it works in harmony with the Killing Moon Karmic Reversal 30-day ritual intensive, which dissolves negative karmic bonds. So these two can work together to bring everything into a state of harmony. But I meant to mention that, but I completely forgot. So there you go, the Luring Moon. That's available on the Maya Magical website, and you can find the link to that in the description of this video. And I think that brings us to the end of our little journey for today. That's everything I wanted to discuss with you. I hope it's been interesting, and I hope you're going to be leaving this video suffused with good vibes and great ideas. Don't forget to leave me your questions in the comment section or email them to me for future episodes, and I'll choose all of the best ones. I hope you've had a good week, and I hope you're about to have another one. And I hope you'll be back here again soon for some more mystical meanderings with me. In the meantime, I wish you peace, prosperity, and progress in all you do. With blessings.